Hey guys, it's your boy Sonic, and today I'm starting with a good friend Alex Hester, who we are going to be talking about theories on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. How are you doing today, Alex?
I'm doing fine, Michael. So the theories that we're going to be talking about today is that we would like to discuss the motives for the Echidna's attack on Sonic and Longclaw. I would also like to discuss some theories I have about rings and teleportation, and and to finish it off, I would like to discuss exactly how long it's been since Robotnik was exiled from Earth, and when Tails was sent to find Sonic.
All right. So what do we got?
Okay, so starting off with the Echidna theory. I mean, think about it. If the Echidnas, because the Echidnas were supposed to be the species guarding the Master Emerald, so if they're on a quest for absolute power, then it wouldn't really make sense, because if they had the Master Emerald, then they would literally have all the power in the universe already.
You know what? You have an honest fact right there. Because why would the Echidnas go after Sonic's power in the movie if the Echidnas are guarding the Master Emerald that has incredibly power and controls all 7 Chaos Emeralds? I mean, what's the point of collecting Sonic's power?
Well, maybe they weren't trying to collect Sonic's power. Maybe they are trying to... normally I would say they are trying to save him, but at the very beginning of the movie, they fired an arrow at him.
I mean, that's true, though.
So maybe they just thought that he was a threat to the Master Emerald.
But he was just running around the entire world. Like, it's not like he went to Angel Island. They're in Green Hill.
True, but people and animals, I guess, can be very misunderstanding of what's around them.
Speaking of Green Hills and Angel Islands, where the heck did the Echidnas come from anyway? There was no, like, floating island above the Green Hill Zone.
Well, yet again, they also don't give us a lot of the Green Hill Zone in the movie.
Yeah, that's actually really true, but they did give us like the loop-de-loop version. That was really good. That was absolutely really good.
Do you want to move on from that theory?
Yeah, I think we already covered that theory. That pretty much that the Echidnas were probably trying to save Sonic. Yeah, again, they shouldn't have gone for Sonic because of the fact that his power is about speed and electricity, all that stuff, and they have the Master Emerald to cover that. So yeah, and then we can just move on from that. What else do we got?
Alright, so theory number 2, the rings. So, honestly, what I think about these teleportation devices, the rings, is that there could be cosmic consequences to every time somebody uses them. I mean, at the very beginning of the movie, Longclaw uses one of the rings to send Sonic to Earth. Well, what if, as a consequence to that, Dr. Robotnik came along whenever Sonic was, well, almost grown up?
Okay. I mean, that could be something there. But then again, Sonic hasn't used another ring since he was all like a teenager now, and
actually,
he was still stuck in the Green Hill town.
Well, actually, I think that at one point during the movie there's a map showing other worlds that Sonic had been to. So it could be that Sonic... This is just my theory, but it could be that Sonic was discovered several times while he was on Earth, but after those other planets didn't work for him, Earth was the only fallback point for him.
Exactly, and the next planet that he was going to go to if he got spotted here was the Mushroom Hill Zone, which everyone will call it Mushroomville.
I think it would have been funny if by some chance the Mushroom World was home to Super Mario.
I mean, that would have been funny, but we can't combine Sega with Nintendo, and it would have been like a little weird that Mario was in there. So
who knows? Maybe that's where Robotnik got the idea for his mustache. Maybe he was trying to outdo Mario.
Probably, but your point for the rings is probably true, for the fact that consequences are up on the essence here with the whole rings and how many times you're going to be using them. Yet again, like in the movie, Sonic was always escaping from Eggman in the city, and pretty much it was called Escape from the City anyway, except you're not running away from a truck, you're running away from Eggman. And, well, yet again, he used like 3 rings right there, and yet again, he still could not make it away from Eggman. He got blown up at the last ring.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm wondering. I mean, because towards the very end, they used the rings a ridiculous amount of times. First, he was using the rings to try to outrun Robotnik, and then Tom and Sonic used another ring so they can send, so they can exile Eggman to the Mushroom World.
That makes perfect sense. So yeah, what we were saying is the rings could be used as rings could be used for good in the movie, but then again they can be caused like in a way you use them too much. There's consequences at the end. So maybe that's something we will see in the next movie, the sequel, pretty much.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, because not only that, the last time we see someone using the rings was Tails at that end credit scene, whenever he comes to Earth to find Sonic. And
yeah, and that will be. See, I made a video on this last time, guys. If you haven't seen it, link will be in the description below. But I mentioned how does Tails know about Sonic, and after this, I'll give on my theory about Tails because apparently there's something else that we need to know about Tails and why he's here. So, yeah.
yeah, and not only that, right before the credits played, we see Jim Carrey's Robotnik starting to become full Eggman, with the mustache and bald head.
Yeah. What else do we got for the theories?
Okay, now what was I thinking about? Come on, Alex, what was it?
Was it something based on Eggman?
Yes, it was. Okay, thanks for reminding me about that. It was the theory on how long it had been since Eggman had been gone from Earth. Because you have to think about how slowly. And I'm going off of Eggman's mustache for this, because you kind of have to consider how long it takes for human hair to grow. I mean, because assuming that Eggman didn't just shave off all of his hair and just slap it back on as a mustache, he could have been gone for months or even years. I mean, it's a little hard to tell because some people have hair that grows in at a different rate.
That's true. Yet again, if we are looking at Mushroom Hill Zone like in a different way, it could either be going fast or going slow. But then again, it looks like in that dimension, time looks like it will be going a lot slower than it would. But if Eggman was already forming to be Eggman like right there, then in all the stories short, he'll be Eggman in a slower time dimension than anyone else would ever know, because apparently he could be eating off of mushrooms for all we know. But then again, the facial hair he has no shaver, so of course he'll be growing more than we expect. And of course, in the video games, there you got it. But then again, who knows? He probably might make a new Eggman headquarters or something.
Well, that's another thing that I'm kind of worried about because, because as far as we know, there's absolutely no kind of civilization of any kind on the Mushroom Planet.
Correct.
And depending on how long Eggman is isolated from society, that it would cause him to further descend into madness, because it's been proven that the longest that the human mind can be isolated from society before it starts going is about 2 weeks. And assuming that Eggman has been gone from Earth for several months now, then that could have some really disastrous effects. And Eggman was already pretty crazy to begin with.
That's very true. That is insanely true, though.
So, and not only that, he's an insane genius too. He's not just insane; he's also a genius on top of it. So,
but a little too crazy on the top. So is that all we got for your theories? Or you got one more?
No, that's about it.
Okay, guys, and yet again, I remember telling you guys I will have something on Tails, and here it goes. So you guys know how Tails recently gets added in the movie at the end of the movie, correct?
Yeah.
So what we're seeing is that whenever you see the credits on the Sonic movie, it says it was based on a Sega video game, which kind of means that in the first ever Sonic video game, that's what they're based off of. Sonic was the only hero that you can ever play in, or possibly Knuckles, because he was never really like in the game, for instance, but he was like a new character that you can unlock just to see how it feels like. And then again, like, it was just based off a Sega video game. You can only be Sonic to beat the game, but here's this: if you beat the game, you unlock Tails. And whenever you unlock Tails, then you can just beat him whenever you want, or you can also be both Sonic and Tails. And that's where they throw in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 that only shows Sonic and Tails. And what we're seeing in the Sonic movie is that it was only Sonic in the movie until Tails showed up. And if they're going to make the sequel, then it will most likely be based off of Sonic and Tails. And if we're seeing anything about Knuckles and Amy, then they'll probably be at the end credits, or if they happen to do them during the movie, then we might be a little bit confused, but then again, it still works out as the Sonic cast. But if they happen to make a third movie, then they'll make it off of base of Sonic and Knuckles, because apparently the third game of like the old classic Sonic Genesis was Sonic and Knuckles, and pretty much it looks like Knuckles was fooled by Eggman like many times before, and yeah, he wanted to destroy Sonic, but then again they became friends at the end of the game, so pretty much.
It'll be so funny watching Jim Carrey trying to manipulate people.
Oh, that'll be so cool. And imagine Shadow. If Shadow was in the second one, which I kind of think that he would, but if the company decides to make the Sonic sequel more like the video game Sonic the Hedgehog 2, then it will be most understandable for all fans of the Sonic universe, pretty much. But if they happen to do the sequel based off of almost any characters that they can think of, like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and Shadow, possibly Rouge and Silver. I mean, I don't know about Silver because he's in the future, and it's gonna be hard to throw in a futuristic hedgehog in the sequel. But yeah, if they happen to throw in any of those characters in there, then yeah, we can still be pretty happy about it, because we don't know what the characters will look like in the actual Sonic the Hedgehog movie, because of what Sonic's design was. I mean, he doesn't have his eyes connected. He only has like a separated like part right here that connects both eyes separated or whatnot. So I mean, that could be the same for all hedgehogs in the movie, which is Amy, Shadow, and Silver. But then again, it doesn't really have effect on any other character because they're not hedgehogs and their eyes were never connected in the first place. Knuckles was I don't know if Knuckles was connected, but if that's any case, then it wouldn't make a difference for Knuckles, because I mean it could have been normal for him. Tails definitely, because his design was beyond the best, because it didn't look like it took him that long to create, because his eyes weren't really connected along with Sonic's. So yeah, there you go.
I watched this. I saw this thing about what Dr. Eggman is probably going to do in the next movie, and if he were to clone Sonic, it would have been funny if they just made it where the clone was the old redesigned version.
No, that would have been horrible. I mean, there would have been nightmares on that one then.
Yeah, imagine the redesigned versus the old design.
Okay, guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you liked it. Yeah, this is Alex here, and he has his own channel. Link will be in the description below. And if you have any more facts, theories, and opinions on the Sonic universe, like games, movies, TV shows in general, leave them in the comments below, and hopefully I will throw in those theories, facts, and opinions in my next video. But until next time, you guys, this is Sonic, facts, theories, and opinions. Just for saying shorts, this is Sonic here, along with Alex, signing out.